Coming at you live from Glasgow, Scotland, this is a NDD52 production. What's up YouTube? It's your boy NDD52 and I'm back again on Nike Air Max 95. Now this particular shoe has been delayed for dropping in the US. However, it did drop earlier this year in the UK and Europe. I'm super happy to add these to my collection, and I love the OG detailing on the box. Massive fan of that, with a half, sort of 3/4 grey, quarter black, and then the white and green Air Max right on there. I'm just going to read off what it says on the side of the box. It says Air Max shoes represent the most important advances in Nike Air cushioning. Larger volumes, greater efficiency and more visibility in the heel and now the forefoot. Innovation has never been so clear. It also says that in French, and then you have Just Do It in the sort of Volt colour. So without further ado, what we have right here is the Nike Air Max 95 OG Quick Strike. Official colourway is black, Volt, safety orange. Style code is 810374 and the colour code is 078. These are in a different size to what I normally get, and you'll understand why. The reason being, these were only made up to in the UK 11.5 for Europe. I'm not sure if it's the same for the States, but that was the biggest size they were made in, so I was able to get them in just a half size down from what I would normally pick up. So this is the Greedy or What the Air Max 95. I'll let you guys take a look at the box numbers and then we'll get started. I normally pick all my stuff up from online, as I always say, but this one's actually from a physical store, so it was the Nike store in my area. There's one shoe and the other. It does just have your regular sort of sportswear style paper in the box. As always, my receipt. So what we have right here is the Nike Air Max 95 What The, or as it was otherwise known, Greedy. So basically I'll give you a quick spin around the shoe and then we can kind of talk quickly about the history and heritage type thing of the shoe. Okay, so let me just grab the left one because it has the neon colour on it. So what we have right here is the Nike Air Max 95. In terms of like how it aesthetically looks, it's a complete trailblazing shoe. It's a complete front runner. It still looks pretty futuristic nowadays, and it's one of the most popular shoes in the UK. In particular in Glasgow and Liverpool, and also in London. This is a well-loved shoe. So with 2015 being its 20th anniversary, people are absolutely ecstatic to have it back, and they've literally been buying multiple pairs. Myself included, I do have another Air Max 95 video on the way, so keep an eye out on the channel, that will be up real soon. So Air Max 95, it was designed by Sergio Lozano. The inspiration for the shoe basically came from him looking out the window of Nike's offices and looking at a nice, as the Oregon weather tends to be, rainy, wet day, and he had this idea of almost like a soil erosion, so as things start to go down in segments. He also drew up a sketch. The sketch was kind of then forgot about somewhat. He put it in his top drawer, didn't really bother about it too much. He had been working in ACG and also tennis, but because Nike at that point was still growing, it was often quite popular and happened quite frequently that people would move around in terms of categories that they'd be working on. So Sergio Lozano ended up landing as the lead designer for the Air Max 95, which would actually be the first Air Max that Tinker Hatfield didn't have a part from. He had kind of been there from day one right through to the 94 being the final one. He gave Sergio Lozano some great advice, and it was basically you need to have a story to go along with the shoe. So basically the way a shoe looks, if you have a story with it, it will resonate with your consumer and it will make sense to them. So basically what he did was he had to tried to basically get from this picture that he'd drawn, he thought was a great idea, to how would this resonate with the consumer, why would people buy it, and basically the way he did it was the human anatomy. So the human anatomy is basically highlighting sort of 3 or 4 key points in this shoe. I'm just going to start off at the bottom because that's kind of where it makes sense to start. So with the midsole and outsole, it actually acts as the spine, which basically protects the air units. So we have the air units, the sort of 3 windowed air units around the back of the shoe. Something else that this shoe debuted was the forefoot max air, so you've got 2 windows on either side of forefoot max air, so that was a really big deal. With the idea with the higher profile midsole was that it would act kind of like what your spine does for your spinal cord. So with the idea, with that being sort of a higher density and a higher ride height, it basically meant that it would protect your spinal cord, with the spine sort of being the midsole, outsole, and the spinal cord being represented in the form of the air units. Moving up the shoe, again where this sort of erosion and sort of a gradual change came in is because people in Oregon often ran and it was poor weather, their shoes would look absolutely beat after maybe a 5 mile run, when in actual fact, you know, this was actually only the first time a shoe had been worn. They hadn't been worn several times. So the idea with this is they basically had a fade, so it went from dark colours at the bottom on the shoe, and then it faded to light, with the idea being that the dark would sort of disguise the dirt on the shoe. So it's a great. So like I was saying about the upper, basically what this graduated effect is supposed to represent is that it basically looks at has a microscopic look at muscle fibres, and that's basically how it would look. Moving on up to the nylon lace loops, these are designed to represent the rib cage. So basically the way that works is it kind of protects what's inside, so the idea being that this will protect your foot. That's that. And then when you have the mesh down around the toe and up across to the midfoot and toward, the idea behind this was that it would be the skin, so basically it will regulate the temperature, so this will allow air in to kind of regulate the temperature on your feet. You also have some signature detail, and this are from the original Air Max 95 with the PSIs being mentioned on the bottom of the shoe. And again, this really kind of came on some of the OG ones. It isn't on every Air Max 95, which is something that's really nice and really different. Again, one of the biggest sort of things that they did with this shoe was this was the first time ever that a launch colourway of an Air Max shoe had a black midsole. But again, that pays into that story of the Oregon runner running in poor weather, and the white midsole not being perhaps the best colour for that. You also had to have this, they also were somewhat reluctant to not have a swoosh on it, so towards the end the mini swoosh was added basically here. The reason being for that is it basically acted like a full stop, so that if you were looking at it from the front to the back of the shoe, this was the final point and that was you kind of done. Also, the signature of Air Max sneakers being that there's a highlight colour to highlight the technology in it. So the highlight colour on the Neon 95 was indeed the neon colour. So with this being a what this shoe, it basically combines 4 colourways of the Air Max 95. On the lateral side of the right foot, it's going to be the OG neon. So basically it has your black midsole with your Volt accents. And then it has your graduated grey coming up to the white mesh with your Volt eyelets. You also have your Volt mini swoosh back here. So moving on to the medial side of the shoe, you have basically that similar grey graduated effect, but it's basically been inverse, so it switches from basically being the lightest colour at the bottom to the darkest at the top, with that black mesh finishing it off. And you have that 2009 colourway of Chilling Red being accented on this side. Again, the air units remain the same colour, primarily because the air units can essentially be split in half. They have to be the same colour throughout. But personally for me, I think that's a nice touch, that it keeps the neon element still true to the shoe. So again, like I said, it has that inverse. You still have those original sort of hits around the toe with that dark grey suede toe cap. You also have the reflective elements coming up to basically this third top or the second top eyelet, which is your reflective. Again, you also have that reflective element down the spine of the shoe. You also have that. You have a white sock liner with the sort of safety orange insole. It does come, both shoes come with just all white laces, basically as a nod to the original 95 being the all white laces. Now looking at the left shoe, you have one of the original colourways being that safety orange accented on the left hand side of the shoe. You also have that on your mini swoosh, you have it on your eye stays, you also have it in your coloured air units and also at the bottom. Something I meant to say about the right shoe is whatever colour is on the lateral side of the shoe, that is also the bottom lace loop, which is something to note because it keeps it consistent on both shoes. So that's the left of the shoe, and again this kind of goes in the traditional pattern, and then when you come in to the medial side, as the same with the right foot. It's basically flipped, so the lightest colour is going to be on the bottom and it fades to the darkest up top. Basically the exact same way with this one, where it has the black mesh on the medial and the white mesh on the lateral side. The medial side of the left shoe features hits from the grape colourway, which was black with accents of that sort of a purple and also the aqua green. That is also accented on the tongue, which is where you have that sort of purple tongue. You then have that little heavily stitched area, which is in that sort of nice teal colour, accented with the 1/4 part purple and then the teal and white Air Max branding. Again, like the right foot, you also have that all white sock liner in that traditional neon style, and then you have that Volt insole as well. Again, all white laces, the exact same, and the PSIs are also coloured in the bottom of this shoe in that team orange colourway. So that is the Nike Air Max 95 What This. Very, very happy to have these sneakers in the collection. Without further ado, let me pop them on feet and let you guys see how they look. Okay guys, here we go. This is the Nike Air Max 95 Greedy, or What The, as I prefer to call them, on feet. Let you see that left hand side that has that team orange colour. Let you see the internal part that has those hits from the grape, along with that team orange down the bottom. The lateral side of the right foot is going to have that OG neon feel, and then the inside has got that chilling red. Very, very dope sneaker on feet, super comfortable. Very, very happy to have these in the collection. And even though they are an 11.5, a US 12.5, the sizing on these still feels perfect for me. It doesn't feel too small, it feels just right. Let you guys have a look at the back and the outsoles. Okay guys, let me give you one final look at the sneaker before I get out of here. Again, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do like, comment and subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with what I've done in a more sort of a day-to-day, then you can follow me on all my social media channels. It's at NathanCare20, it's going to appear right here. I also have hashtags that I use, which is NDD52 for me, NateDoggyDog52, and you can also catch me on Sneaker Fan Worldwide. Again, they'll appear right here as I'm talking. Again, that's the final word on this sneaker, an absolute head turner, an absolute must for me as soon as I heard these were coming out. Surprised that it didn't sell out straight away, but super happy to have them in the collection. Give you one final spin around before I get out of here. Thanks for watching, peace, until the next vid.